Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with a little summer TBR. These are books you're going to see me reading this summer, books you're going to see in my resets, things that I have on my radar as summer unofficially has begun in my books because Memorial Day is here and summer ends, I know not technically seasonally, around set personally in my head. Again, this is not actual seasons. This is my headcanon of seasons. But yeah, the summer season is here. I have a solidly booked June through early July right now. And some of August. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and I knew that if I had a list I could come refer to occasionally when I'm feeling a little, what do I want to read? What should I read? That might be helpful. It also is kind of me focusing in on some of my read what you own. So some of these books behind me that I have unread, because that's a whole thing. Anyways, we'll talk about June's plans in the June reset, which you'll get in like a week, because that's more relevant. But let's talk about the books I want to prioritize this summer, things that I feel like are summer books, fit the mood, fit the vibe, and go from there. I've got about 18 books and 15 manga series that I'd like to focus on. So in doing that, I felt like, as I was like putting together and thinking about things, I was like, let's do a TBR video. I don't do these often. Again, I am a mood reader. I'm hoping this helps me when I am stumped, when I am stuck, when I cannot make a decision, which is going to happen with the things I have planned coming up. So let's discuss the books on my summer TBR. I don't know a ton about these books. I'm going to tell you that now. These are just ones that I scrolled my Goodreads in different places and was like, yeah, I think I want to read that. So first up, we have Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. We have Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood and Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood. So these are the three Allie Hazelwoods I own and have not read, literally on my shelf unread. So I was like, you know, I'm going to be spending some time at a pool this summer, and I feel like Allie Hazelwood books are a great pool read. You know, like you could float and read on your Kindle in the pool with an Allie Hazelwood very easily, very happily. I feel like they're just kind of that kind of book. That is not an insult. This is a compliment. These are all books in which I feel as though I could sit in the pool and read them, because your girl's going to be in the pool for like a month. That is the plan. I'll still come out looking about this pale. But yeah, I feel pretty strongly that this is a great way for me to spend some time in the pool and just kind of doing some things this summer. As y'all know as well, we discussed this in my KU check-in, I'm reading down my KU books, so I did pick one of my KU titles, which is a rugby romance. And while rugby is not necessarily a summer sport, I just tend to like a sports romance in the summer. So I pulled Tanvery's Pert's One Night Stand rugby romance that has been on my KU for a minute, and I definitely really would like to read this summer again. I just think a sports romance can be relaxing in the summer in the pool and all that jazz. I also have Memphis by Alexandria House pulled for this list because in my mind, one, I want to finish that series by Alexandria House. The audiobook came out. It's short. It's easy. I feel like it could be a fun read. They're kind of contemporary romantic suspense-ish series, so I'm very excited to see more of that. I also have First Time Caller by B.K. Borison pulled because I thought that might be a good summer read. I don't know a ton about this book besides it's kind of Sleepless in Seattle-y. My mom's actually reading it right now, and I was like, oh, I should read that this summer, so pink cover. I feel like that worked. I also have Dream On Ramona O'Reilly by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a book I picked up and put down repeatedly, so I think this summer is my commitment. I either need to finish this book or I need to DNF it, and it leaves my shelves if I DNF it. Then we have When Javi Dumped Mari by Mia Sosa. I really have enjoyed a lot of Mia Sosa's contemporary romances. They also give me summer sunshine reading vibes, so I want to read them while I'm in the sun and enjoying summer. I also have a nonfiction picked out. So we'll see if I get to it, but I have Bi picked out to read. I've had this for ages, so we'll see how that goes. I would like to pick it up. I know it just talks about the history of bisexuality and stuff, so I feel like June would be obviously a great month to pick that up. I personally just need to read it. Then I have A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. I never read the sequel to the first book, whose title I have now forgotten. Anyways, I would like to read this. These also feel summery to me. They're kind of light sci-fi, though they're lighter sci-fi, so it's kind of the perfect read for this time of year. Then I have a book that I was going to read during the tri-chapters, but it was a library hold that had a giant wait, and when I saw book one has hit KU, I was like, oh my goodness, I could read this soon. Because that book is at KU, even though I've not finished my KU checkouts, I was like, sweet. We'll put it on the summer TBR and I'll unpause my hold at the library. And that's This Monster of Mine by Shalani Aberserkari. I don't know how to say that. Did I type that right even? Anyways, This Monster of Mine is a fantasy or romantasy situation. She has magic powers and runs off to the capital to do this testing to like go be part of the trainers, and all the trainers basically die within a year or two of like going to the program. Like the trainees, not the trainers. The trainees all die, it seems, within a year or two of going to the program. So I think it's her navigating that situation, and I'm very, very intrigued. We also have Home Ice by Olivia Lind. This is a romance that features a trans woman heroine and a hockey player hero and their neighbors. And I read the first chapter and I liked it, so I need to just go ahead and read this. And again, another KU checkout that's been lingering. So I was like, let's just put this on the list. It'll keep it on my radar for the season. Then I put Gouda Friends by Kathy Yardley here. I own that physically, and it's a KU title, so again, it's something I could easily check out and read during this time, even though it is not on my current KUs. But I would actually like to read a lot of Kathy Yardley's backlist because I'm current with her most recent releases. So I think it makes sense in my brain, at least, to start now working my way through. Then we also have Gravity by Tal Bauer. I own this and need to read this. I love the rest of the story so much, and I feel like I just need to pick up another Tal Bauer here. I'm hitting that time where I'm like, yes, I need another one of these. I also put The Hookup by Kristen Ashley, which is on my maybe shelf, onto my list because it does feature a character with my name in it, which I don't read a ton of, and it's beloved by a lot of my friends and stuff. So if I don't like it, I have a friend who wants it. So I figured we should read that. Another one on my shelves is Mother of Pearl. This is a sapphic sugar baby romance. They're in a pool. I was looking at the cover and I was like, you know, I should probably read that this summer. That feels like a summery cover. It sounds like a good time. And then because the sun is out and the sky is bright and all the things, like the vitamin D is out here hitting the skin again, I was thinking that Scythe and Sparrow by Bren Weaver might be a good pickup this summer. I'm going to be around a lot of people on and off this summer. So sometimes I think reading books like that when I know I'm going to be around a bunch of people and not by myself as much is a nice change of pace. So I will be picking that up. And then last but not least, I do have The Trouble with Hating You pulled out. This is another one. It looks like a rom-com. Something about summer to me screams like rom-com, bright covers, and like outside. So that's kind of what I picked for these 18 titles. Will I read all 18 of these? Who knows? Yeah, that's 6 books over the next 3 months. So I could. I may not. I'm not really positive where we're going to go fully, but I'm really excited to see how this unfolds for me. All right, let's talk about the manga. I was going to hold up copies, but I actually am actively reorganizing my manga TBR shelf right now, and choices were made. I have stripped everything off of the shelves, and maybe that was a bad choice, okay? And I just don't want to pull all these books, so instead we're just going to put covers up. But these are all series on my manga shelf that I would like to read some of or all of this summer. So first things first, I have Beauty and the Beast, A Paradise Lost. I have 2 through 5 to read of this and I'm done with the series, so I just need to do that. I have Beauty and the Beast, A Paradise Lost is a like fantasy romance shoujo situation. I really liked volume 1 and I've just continued to not pick it up. I don't know. That's a lot of the books I'm putting here. Books that I keep thinking like, oh, I need to read that, and then I never come back to it. So I'm hoping this helps. Cheeky Brat, I only have 2 volumes and I'm current again. So I feel like I should just read those. I've loved the series. We are nearing the end of this series, which is wild. One, that we have a shoujo that is so long. I feel like we do not get a lot of shoujos of this length, but I'm excited for more. Colette Decides to Die has been a book series I've loved, but because they're 2-in-1s, my brain goes, no, you're not reading that. That's going to take too long. And I've now let them pile up to the point at which I have volume 7. So I would like to read like through volume 5 this summer, maybe. If not all of it, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling situation, and she is like a medicine woman who comes down and helps him treat his illness, and then also goes above ground to help treat the other like humans and the other gods and stuff, and it's just a really sweet book. Then I have Dashing Zaddy and His Icy Protege. This is such a silly BL where they're co-workers and he's working through his erectile dysfunction. It is so funny. It is so funny. So I definitely would like to read through volume 4, and I think that gets me current with the series, which would be great. Then I have a standalone, which is The Girl I Want Is So Handsome. This is just like a big all-in-one volume, so I think it would be a fun one to read. It's sapphic as well. I also have Golden Japanesque pulled. That series is on like a permanent hiatus right now, and I have as far as it goes out, so I feel like I need to read it and decide if I'm interested in keeping it or not, because if it's leaving my shelves, I want to read the story and then just be done with it. Actually a couple more standalones. Another one is I Want to Make You Beautiful. This one. This is another all-in-one and done situation. I've enjoyed a lot of these, but not all of them have been like exactly what I wanted. So I figured that I would read it and decide. Same thing with The Girl I Want Is So Handsome. Then I have Liquor and Cigarettes. This is actually, I was looking at my spreadsheet for manga purchases, and this is one of the first listed on my manga purchases spreadsheet for 2024, because the spreadsheet I have goes from 2024 to 2028, and I've not read this. So I was like, this needs to go on the list immediately. And then we have a beloved shoujo series that I've not read. I read volume 1, I enjoyed it. I have the entire collection. I have the entire series unread, and that is Love Sick Ellie. And I would like to read the whole thing this summer, honestly. It's 12 volumes, I think, and I just need to do it. I just need to read this whole series this summer so I can decide if I want to keep it or not. But I really do feel like it's time to just commit and read this series. This one I know has like a fake dating situation, from what I remember of volume 1. Then I have A Man and His Cat, which is a story about an old man who is a widower and like lonely, and he adopts a cat. And I have through volume 8, and I think I would like to read through like 5 this summer, and then I'll read the next 3 over some time. I also have 2 volumes of Otaku Vampire's Love Bite, which has been one of my favorite vampire manga series right now. It is so fun. It is so silly. I've really, really enjoyed it. And I would just love to read the next 2. They're very fun. She is an otaku vampire, literally. Like, she's an otaku. The neighbor looks like a character she loves. And he, like, doesn't like her at first, but then he's starting to like her, and they're navigating that whole situation, which has been really, really fun. I also have a beloved series, and I've read a little bit of it, and that is Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. I need to read this series. It is 17 volumes. It is 15 volumes, and I'm going to read at least half of it this summer, if not all of it. I have no reason to not have read this. At this point, I have owned it for so long, and I love it, and I forget about it, to be honest with you. I literally forget about it, and I just need to pull it and read this book. And then we have Sayonara Game. This is a BL baseball romance. It is a standalone as well, as far as I'm aware, so I feel like it would be a good option to just go ahead and get done. Then we have an Omegaverse, of course. This is the only one I'm actively reading, and I think this finishes the series. And that's the Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love. I have the last 2 volumes of Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love to read, and I am very, very, very excited to finish this series. I love a steamy romance. I love an Omegaverse manga, so I would like to finish this up sooner than later. And last but not least, another series that I feel like I've been toting around for a while and I want to read but I forget exists is I Think Our Son is Gay. I need to read 2 through 5 and then I'm done with this series. I loved volume 1. I think it's so cute. These parents are trying so hard to navigate their son being gay and making sure he's not uncomfortable. And I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I loved that volume 1 and I really, really need to read more. So those are my summer reading plans. That's everything on my list. Like, I'm literally going to put this list on my phone to go refer to all summer long when I hit decision paralysis and can't decide what I want to pick up. So this list will serve that purpose for me perfectly, I think. And it's going to help me read down a lot of things that I have on these shelves. Well, these shelves and on that bookcase. So there's that. Anyways, if you have summer reading plans or anything specific on your radar, let me know down below. If you don't want to do any of that, leave me your favorite summer emoji, obviously. It is not very summery outside right now, but it has been. Like, we were hitting the 90s the other day, and I was like, oh, summer is here. You can do either of those 2 things down below. You will have links to all these books for you down there, and links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited